So, it's been a while, hasn't it? Unless you followed me on Twitter or joined the Discord, you wouldn't be wrong for thinking that I just dropped off the face of the earth for 5 months. Moments of content drought isn't anything new for the channel, but I feel in recent memory it has gotten a little out of hand, so let's talk about it. I want to make this clear that this isn't really a video meant to elicit sympathy from the audience, like the Blast Update video, but more to get some form of understanding to myself, as well as a look behind the curtain as to how things work prior to me hitting that upload button. Also, because I've been gone for so long, something like this would be a less abrupt way of returning to YouTube than just pretending like nothing happened. So, where do I start? So, a bit of a hot take, but I honestly think 2020 wasn't really that good of a year. Yeah, I know. How could I say such a thing? Between the sickness that will go unnamed, thanks YouTube, to the US economy effectively collapsing in on itself, resulting in my financial security being put at risk, and me having to take severe caution when it comes to my health, along with the health of my family, I'd just like to say that last year wasn't a good time. I'm not really going to blame the events revolving around the unnamed sickness, but when I look back at the large amount of stressful events that had impacted me throughout 2020, they were exacerbated by the event that will go unnamed. Needless to say, video production wasn't that high on my list of priorities as much as staying sane during a pretty rough time. I can't blame everything on these events, since years prior had a similar amount of inactivity, but I felt that I should go over the tip before we go into the full body of this metaphorical iceberg. I want to paint an image for you, my good viewers. You get an idea in your head, you write a long-ass script, edit a monster of a video while dealing with your unoptimized piece of shit editing software that you work with anyway cause it's the best thing that you have on hand, and when the dust settles and you put it out there and it only gets a couple hundred views and barely breaks past your own fanbase. Wait, what? Yeah, I got burned last year, and it left a pit in my stomach whenever I took the time to actually work on other videos. I'm effectively left with the feeling that half the time I'm running a fool's errand to upload something that only a very small group of people will actually watch. No, I'm not a moron. I don't expect any of my views to get on the trending tab or to break 1 million views day one. But at the same time, I shouldn't be begging people to look at my content either. This feeds into the feeling that I'll eventually be wasting my time on videos that will go unwatched, convincing me to take a break from the production side of things to get my mind at ease, which will make the gap in between uploads even longer, thus making the problem worse. It's a destructive cycle that's not really conducive to get anyone to get more creative. The only way out of said spiral is, one, to quit YouTube. Honestly, I'm not going down that route anytime soon. Or two, to make multiple successful videos back to back, along with meeting the bare minimum standards to get the algorithm to start working in your favor. Going by my niche appeal at best, I don't think that's happening without a lot of luck on my side. So, that's it, right? I can just blame YouTube for everything, and I'll just call it a day. Well, things are a lot more complicated than that. Actually, that's not true. I do think my content is good, but there is a problem with how I make and release it. Oftentimes, I'm in a perpetual state of being unsatisfied with what I make as I'm in the process of writing and sometimes even editing it. Unless it's that April Fool's video, and, the less I say about the last one, the better. With the larger, longer, more harder-hitting videos, this can be seen as a good thing, as I set the bar of quality high enough that when people see it, they don't have much to complain about. But this also means that I'll be stuck worrying if something will be good, rather than making more content that could potentially gain a wider audience. So why not just make something simple that can offset the time it takes for bigger projects? Well, here's the thing. Filler has been a plague on my channel for years now. I've constantly been trying to make smaller types of content that I can pump out regularly, but it usually ends the same way. They usually take away time that I could be using more wisely, or hell, it could even give off the wrong impression for the channel to new viewers. I tried talking about movies in 2019, but that went nowhere, and when I stuck to gaming, I made a great distraction for my subscribers, but not anything that would improve the status of my channel. Also, this is something that I had to find out the hard way, but the more decent quality filler content, that still takes a good amount of time to make. So, effectively, it defeats the purpose of making it. There's also my ventures into streaming, which, at least for now, I'm staying away from, as my YouTube channel is currently in limbo, and the problem won't be fixed if I take my attention away from the channel. Plus, I've seen the low numbers that my streaming gets, so it's not like I'm losing much when I take a break from it. All these problems tend to be exacerbated by issues surrounding the channel, which have also gotten out of hand. One of the mistakes I've had to learn the hard way is to stop making too big of promises, as every time I talk about a video that was too ambitious for me at the time, the project fell through and went nowhere. Now I focus on smaller things to improve for my channel that I would roll out as a surprise, and they've also fell through, so that's fun. Some of the said plans for 2020 were an update to my OC, an expanse to my video repertoire, and I even considered a small rebrand for the channel. As you can see, none of these have happened yet. Maybe it's because I keep biting off more than I could chew, or maybe it's because I'm just lazy when it comes to seeing through projects all the way to the end. When it comes to the full reason, I'm still trying to find that part out. So, where do I go from here? I should try to get a few videos out within a reasonable time frame so it's possible for my channel to grow. Even with the whole death spiral thing, I could play the algorithm roulette and hopefully get a successful project out. Another solution is to finish the smaller side projects that I've accumulated over the course of 2020. Those will be the dead weight around my legs until I finish them, so I might as well bite the bullet and just finish them already. Also, at this point, I have to get over the fact that YouTube isn't made for people that want to do their own thing and be successful anymore. That era is long since past. So I'll have to go with the tides and maybe follow some trends to combat the diminishing returns. Bad time management has also been an issue that I've been dealing with for a while now, so maybe I can find workarounds to make videos more efficiently. And while I'm at it, maybe I should get to work on the next video as well. That would probably help with this barren wasteland of a YouTube channel. I mentioned in the title of this video that this will double as an update video, so here's what you guys can expect for the next two videos. The first is similar to the last video I made before going MIA, where I talk about the handful of games I played in 2020. Though the video is going to be shorter, so I can attempt to get the video out at a better time frame. The second video is a hard-hitting one where I rank the playable characters for a roguelike called Risk of Rain 2. Basically, a video that's more of a fun little filler video, and a more hard-hitting video that, if I'm lucky, might break into the mainstream gaming crowd. Where will I go from there? I'm not sure, but hopefully some great videos will be made along the way. And with all that said, this has been the Renegade Master, and see you in the next video.